The Lucas Oil Pro Motocross Championship has a 2-week break scheduled, but before we can get to it, it's time for R&R Motocross style by heading up to the very picturesque Pacific Northwest and Washougal, Washington's Peterson Cat National. And the Pacific Northwest's own favorite riders were en masse here, both racing in the race and with a whole bunch of fans ready to watch the best riders in the world do battle. Blake Baggett and Ryan Dungey are the men to beat in this series, but would a completely different soil layout at Washougal compared to the last couple weeks change things? Well, the fans were hoping to see a little bit of an upset. They got to see some exciting things before the racing began, but then it really got shook up once they dropped the gates. So let's get to the racing. It's the Racer X Motocross show from Washougal, round 8 of the championship. Jason Weigandt, your host here. A beautiful day for racing. Temperatures in about the low 80s for Washougal. In practice, Marvin Musquin grabs the Oakley Bomb Award in the 250 class as the fastest rider, and he transferred that speed off to the start in Moto number 1, grabbing the lead on his Red Bull KTM. Right behind him early, another good start for Justin Barcia. Also got his teammate Eli Tomac there and Ken Roczen. Blake Baggett actually had a rare good start in this race, but then quickly went backwards. He crashed, then had another near crash here, slow his charge. This pack battled hard. Musquin, though, his technical skills seem to work on this track. Cole Thompson, in his debut for Star Valley Yamaha, goes down. He crashed out for the day. Tough break for him. Here is Barcia keeping the pressure on Musquin, who led the majority of this moto, still looking for his first win in the U.S. But as usual, this pack was closely matched. Tomac and Roczen there as well. A lot of the riders commented it was hard to find passing room on this track. Baggett finally got going, made a move on Roczen, looked to maybe go for the number 1 position, and then had a huge crash, and that would drop him outside the top 5, back to 6th. Then Barcia finds an opening on Musquin and takes the lead. Then Musquin comes under pressure from Tomac. Tomac would eventually go past the Frenchman into the number 2 spot, setting up a Geico Honda 1-2. Tomac wasn't done there. He reeled off a few more fast laps to get his teammate Barcia within his sights. It looked like they were going to duke it out all the way to the end, while Roczen and Musquin battled it out for 3rd and 4th, Will Hahn 5th, and Baggett 6th. At the finish, Barcia holds off his teammate Tomac to take his 4th first moto win of the year and make up 10 points on Baggett in the standings. So Baggett needs to bounce back here in moto number 2. He's got another good start, rare for him. Barcia grabs the lead. Baggett's in 2nd, but Barcia's teammate Justin Bogle gets around the number 12 early, helping his teammate's cause by putting his Honda into the number 2 position. After a few laps, Baggett started to find his rhythm, one he couldn't find in the first moto. And then he was eventually able to put the pressure on the 49 of Bogle. There's Musquin and Tomac in another duel, just like they were in moto number 1. Baggett would eventually get around Bogle. Then it's Tomac, Musquin. Ryan Sipes was in there battling as well. Not up front. Rare bad start for the number 70 of Ken Roczen. He would struggle. This would be his worst moto of the year. There's Barcia, the number 1 spot. He stretched his lead to 5.5 seconds. But by the time Baggett finally got around Bogle, he was in the number 2 position. But then Baggett started another one of his classic El Chupacabra charges. Started closing in on Barcia. But Barcia responded, pulled it back out. They exchanged good laps. They exchanged different parts of the racetrack where they would be fast and slow compared to each other, setting up this dynamic duel with 2 laps to go. Baggett takes the lead. Barcia tries to get him back. Couldn't happen. Barcia did everything he could to try to keep pace with Baggett. He would go down with a lap to go, recover to finish 2nd with 1-2 scores. He takes the overall win. His teammate Tomac 2nd on the day, and Baggett with 6-1 finishes is 3rd, but he lost a bunch of points to Barcia today. On to the 450s. No, Christian Craig's not riding a KTM. Troy Lee Honda decided to run orange bikes today. The focus on the orange bike really, though, was the number 5 of Dungey carrying a big points lead into this one. Off the start, Mike Alessi able to control the whole shot with his old rival Josh Grant right behind him. Grant has been looking for a good start all year, finally had one, running in the number 2 position on the Jeff Ward Kawasaki with Weimer, Dungey, and Short in the top 5. Then Grant would go down hard from the number 2 spot, get up at about last, fight his way back to 17th. Dungey gets around Weimer, goes after Alessi, goes for the lead, looks to have the line, and Alessi's able to stop him. Goes for the lead, finds a line, and Alessi's able to stop him. Goes for the lead, finds the line. All right, you get the picture. Everywhere Dungey tried to go, Alessi was able to beat him to the point, and then Dungey went down. So now the opportunity is there for Alessi to grab his first moto win of the year. They had a nice lead built up over third place Weimer, Short, and Brayton inside the top 5. There's Tommy Hahn in a good battle with Brock Tickle. Tickle would win that one to take 6th ahead of Hahn 7th. But Alessi's big lead soon dwindled. As soon as he had the gap, he started making big mistakes, and Dungey was able to close in, and we were back to a one-on-one duel all the way down to the last lap. And once again, Alessi had all the good lines covered. Dungey tried everything to get around the 800. It wasn't happening, and in front of all the bosses at MotoConcepts at their home race, Mike Alessi takes his first moto win in 2 years, and Dungey's 10 moto win streak is history. So Alessi has an opportunity to maybe win the overall. Josh Hill had crashed out of that first moto, comes back strong in Moto 2. Uh-oh, Dungey's got the whole shot this time. That pretty much spells the end of anyone else's chance to win the overall. He'd quickly pull away. Short and Alessi duking it out for 2nd and 3rd in this one. Alessi rode well in the day, there's no doubt about it. He's definitely making gains, he's getting closer, but Dungey, you give him the whole shot, and he's just too strong for this field right now. For 2-1 scores, he would lose his moto win streak, but he'd keep his overall win streak alive. How about Hill scoring 2 points in this moto, finishing 19th? Nice to see the kid back in action. Justin Brayton, unfortunately, had a rough day. He crashes out of this one, and that ends his recent string of good rides. Andrew Short's solid performance would end up 3rd overall in the day, Alessi 2nd, and you-know-who has got himself his 6th straight win. And let's go to the WMX division. Back in action, Ashley Feilich, strong in Moto number 1, leads this one all the way through. Jessica Patterson and Tara Geiger kept the heat on for most of it, but Feilich pulls through with a moto win. In Moto number 2, another good battle, this time Mariana Balby in the mix as well. But then Patterson would stall and lose valuable points, going back from 2nd to 8th in this moto. That would allow Tara Geiger to take 2nd overall in the day, with Balby 3rd. Feilich goes 1-1. There are now only 9 points separating Patterson, Geiger, and Feilich, with 2 WMX races to go. The series takes 2 weeks off. We'll see you at Moto X 338 in Southwick, Massachusetts. Let's talk to a very happy Mike Alessi. Okay, we're going to wrap this show up with the man who gave us a great show today in the 450 class and finally ended Ryan Dungey's win streak. Mike, you've been working hard to get to that position and get a win again. How good did it feel when you crossed the line in Moto 1? It
felt great. You know, it's just an amazing feeling. It's been 2-3 years to finally get that win again, and it's just, it feels great. You know, MotoConcepts has been behind me 100%, and just the whole staff, just I can't thank them enough. You know, they've been behind me, and you know, nobody really believed in MotoConcepts or Mike Alessi, and we came together, and I feel like we're the underdogs right now, and we're really doing great right now, and I just can't say enough to MB1 and Tough and everybody, the JT Racing, We All Ride, FMF Dunlop, just supporting us so much and being behind us, and it feels great to finally get that first moto win. And you picked a great race to do it. The company that owns MotoConcepts is based in Washington. You had a lot of fans out there. A lot of fans, yes. Last night at the team dinner, about 30-40 people. It's crazy, and you know, like I said, in the first motos, a lot of fans that were just going crazy for us for 35 minutes as a dice, and it feels great. You know, the fans have really been behind us, and I really appreciate that. And you had said last week, you know, you're just trying to build first lead laps, then get a moto win, then get an overall. So it seems like your plan's kind of coming together here. Just trying to, you know, keep working and building that pyramid. You know, it's trying to take baby steps, and we finally got that first moto win, and going to get that 2 motos in a row, and then we'll get the overall. So we're going to keep working and strive to get it, and we're not going to give up. You've had a couple of rough years. Even beyond this year, what does the confidence you're starting to build and the team you're starting to build here, what does this do for you even for next year and in the future for your career? I think we got a great future. Just keep striving to get better and faster, and keep getting stronger and having fun. That's the biggest thing, and coming to the races and really enjoying it and having a blast. All right, yeah, these guys had a blast too. Let's hear it. We got some MotoConcepts people back here. They're pumped. Thanks, Mike. That's the Racer X Motocross show. We'll see you in a few weeks at Southwick.